Good evening. I'd like to call the Board of Education meeting for Wednesday, March 8th, 2017 at 6 o'clock p.m. to order. Can we have a roll call, please, Mr. Alexandrovich?
Yes. Mrs. Witkowski.
Here.
Mr. Gamble.
Here.
Mr. Nielsen is excused. Mrs. Evans.
Here.
Mr. Lewis.
Here.
Mrs. Larson.
Here.
And I am here.
Thank you. The meeting has been properly posted and we have a quorum. Please rise and join us for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 3 is approval of the agenda. Do I hear a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Lewis, second by Mrs. Witkowski. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Item 4 is community comment. There's no community present, so we'll move to item 5, school board announcements. Are there any announcements? I'd like to announce that I heard last night that our school nurse, Lori O'Neill, was appointed to the Board of Health on the city last night, so that's nice for the school district to have that representation. And then just to remind the board that the WASB Board Development Survey still has time to be completed. I noticed 4 of us have done it, and if 2 more can still take it, it'd be nice. When I took it, I noticed that there were some questions that were really interesting to think about. It just made me think about what we're doing here. There were some new questions. And that's all I have. Anyone else? Okay. School board calendar, we have a regular board meeting March 22nd, 2017 here at the ECC at 6 o'clock p.m. and a regular board meeting April 12th, 2017 here at the ECC at 6 o'clock p.m. Item 7, board liaison reports. Do we have any reports? Okay, I do have one for building and grounds. I contacted Mr. Cloutier, and he said that this year at Pleasant View, we tested a new solution to a chronic wall leak on the south face of the original building, and we removed several courses of brick and repaired the through wall flashing on one of 12 sections along that wall. The repair was successful, and we intend to complete the remaining portions of that wall this summer. And he said the north property line of Ben Franklin is mostly wooded, and a number of large ash trees are showing signs of emerald ash borer infestation. And they are near 4 of our neighbors' houses. So during the drier summer months, they will remove those trees because eventually they're going to fall into the neighbors' yards. And he's in the process of writing letters to those neighbors to inform them of the plan and to request access onto their property. And he continues to organize the projects for next year. The bids are in for the planned roof project at Southwood Glen, and it is within budget. And he has worked out the design issues relative to the asphalt project at Ben Franklin, and he's making sure that any current issues are addressed. And that's what I have. And item 8, reports and presentations. We have a construction update. Mr. Milzer.
Yes. At the last meeting, we spent quite a bit of time talking about the kitchen facility at the middle school. We haven't covered that before, so it was a good discussion, and that kitchen, instead of will move more towards being a production kitchen for that building rather than relying on the high school. It's kind of in the middle now, but they're going to move towards being a production kitchen, and so they were working out some of the design elements and the equipment and placement and flow of the work there. We talked about site grading and how to work with the stormwater retention that we need due to the bigger flat surfaces and the additional asphalt and getting that worked out. Dr. Miller joined us for the meeting. She hadn't been at earlier meetings. And then I did want to say that I talked to the architects and construction manager about doing a board presentation And they weren't available on the 22nd, March 22nd, but they could make April 12th, our first meeting in April. So they'll be here to go through the plans and talk about the timeline and when the bids will occur and all of those things so that we bring you up to speed.
Thank you. Any questions? All right, thank you very much. And then item 9, I'm looking for a motion to enter into closed session to discuss employment, promotion, compensation data for district administrator duties, and discussion of appointment of a district administrator pursuant to Wisconsin statute 19.85, sub 1, sub C. Do I hear that motion?
So moved.
Motion by Mrs. Larson. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Gamble. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, can we have a roll call vote, please?
Mrs. Larson,
Aye.
Mr. Lewis.
Aye.
Mr. Gamble,
Aye.
Mrs. Evans,
Aye.
Mrs. Witkowski,
Aye.
and I say yes.
Motion carries 6-0. And we are in closed session at 6:05.
7:42.
Yeah, we are now in open session at 7:42. And now I'm looking for a motion regarding what was discussed in closed session.
So I move to approve the administrative duties compensation amount as discussed in closed session and to move forward with conducting a superintendent search.
We have a motion by Mr. Lewis. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Larson. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Thank you. And then item 11 is future agenda items. We have an instructional services report, annual assessment report, world language trip approval, youth options request, and a technical excellence scholarship approval on March 22nd. A finance report, resolution awarding the sale of $8,080,000 general obligation refunding bonds, March 22nd. Board self-evaluation, April 12th. We're still looking for that, correct? April 12th? Okay. The FAPSU Franklin Health Department update on April 12th. Also, an architect's report, if that's positive, on April 12th. And then I'm looking for an motion to adjourn.
Can I ask a question about the board self-evaluation on April 12th? I thought we had to have that evaluation done before the election, and isn't the election on the 4th of April or something?
Oh, before the reorganization meeting,
Oh, okay.
which would be the last meeting,
27th.
Thank you.
22nd or
that, 20,
27th.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that during Easter vacation? Is that during Easter vacation? April 22nd? Or no?
It could be. It was one other year during Easter vac. Is that 19th Easter?
I honestly don't
Easter's the
know
16th.
off the top of my head.
Yes.
He's consultant.
16th.
Before the weekend.
Yeah, it'll be before.
Okay.
I'll make the motion to adjourn.
Okay, motion by Mr. Alexandrovich. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mrs. Larson. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries, and we are adjourned at 7:44.